What is up? It's your boy Jonni, Shreve, BB Promos, to tell like it is. We're here today at Blue Star Nutraceuticals headquarters, and today I'm here with Maya. I'm gonna take her through a well-rounded, well-rounded. Give me a word, damn it. All right, one more time. A hard, grueling, full, well-rounded days again. I can do it again. Give me some synonyms. Give me some complete leg work. Complete it is. And we're going to do a complete leg workout, front and back, glutes and hams. And we're gonna optimize her training so that we can grow some big glutes, big hams. Oh my God. Give her the best leg gains she can get. And without further ado, keep your eyes glued to the screen, your ears glued to the speakers, and let's learn some shit. What have you done for your warm up?
Usually just like some air squats
Yeah,
and like
good,
opening
perfect.
up my hips and stuff like on the ground.
Good, so we're gonna start off with some air squats just to kind of loosen up the hips. Should be doing some hip and knee flexion throughout this workout anyway, so we want to get into that position right away and start warming up. So just go ahead and just warm yourself up, do your air squats, and we can just basically watch your squat form as we start in the first place. So lower yourself down, squeeze, and pull yourself right back up. There you go. Good, one, good. Okay, so when we're warming up, you don't want to spend too much time warming up. You don't have to spend your entire day warming up. What you want to do is actually go through the movement patterns that you are going to be doing or performing through your exercise. So we're going to be doing some hip and knee flexion squat movements today. We're going to be using her hamstrings and glutes. So getting her doing body weight squats and being in a position to warm that muscle up is what we want to do, but we also don't want to sit here for 10 minutes over exhausting the muscle too. So we just want to get it warm enough, get our body into the right range of motion, and then continue to the next exercise or just start your exercise. Ready?
Let's go.
So we're gonna do just warm up, work your way up, 4 reps, 6 reps, 8 reps. I wanna see like full range of motion, touch your butt, control the weight down, full stretch to the bottom, touch your butt, do it again. And we'll add weight on a little bit at a time. And then when we get to our actual working set, we're gonna go between 10 to 20 reps. Whatever you fail at, that's a rep range we're gonna stick at.
Okay.
So you get like 18 reps, and the next set you can't get full 18, you're gonna do rest, pause until you can get the 18.
Okay.
Make sense?
Sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you already know the weight you probably already use here. Adjust yourself, and then I'll go over your form as we go. Good. Push all the way. I want you to extend all the way. There you go. Reach. Good. Fast up. There you go. Reach all the way down. 2 more. Pull. Good. And 1 more. Squeeze through. Good. So a couple things we want to like really focus on is not letting our hips do this kind of like buckling their butt up like this, right? You want to like force, like push your hips into the bench or to the pad, right? So at the bottom, you're going to be extended all the way through.
Okay.
Full extension, hips basically in the bench, and we're driving here, and then opening right up, pull, and then opening right up, then full down, like almost like a pause, full stretch,
Okay.
and then pull, right? And we don't have to hold it here. I just want to catch that contraction and ride it down, so it's here, right? So you're used to doing what? How many reps on this?
Around 8 to 10.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little challenging. So keep going.
That's okay.
How was that last set, weight-wise?
Not too bad.
Good.
Yeah.
So increase a little bit more. We'll work our way up to your working weight.
Sounds good.
There you go. Good. Pull hard. Good. 7. Good. 1 more. Good. So I want you to really focus on a couple things when we're doing this, is to make sure that we have a distinct change of direction. So think of like the lowering of the weight like an elevator ride. Okay. So you don't want your elevator to like jump down like you're just puking at the end, right?
Yeah.
So literally it's gonna go down, pause for a second, not long, and then right back up. So we want a full change of direction. So don't catch it when it gets to the bottom. Think about like you're lowering it and you're pulling it. You're lowering it, you're pulling it.
Okay.
Was that getting a little harder?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so we're staying this way here. I want you to get at least 10 and then push past 10 as high as you can go up to 20,
Okay.
right? But I want you to don't change your range of motion at all. Keep that consistent. I don't care how hard it gets. Take a little break if you need to, get back up, but I want you to hit failure on your own. And your failure is basically gonna be like you not being able to do the full complete rep. Good, you can jam it up as much as you can, but unless it touches and goes down, it's not a full rep,
Okay.
right?
Be a
All
challenge.
right. You got it. Good. Tight, hard, pull, 2, There you go, good. Good pull, 3. Perfect, good pull. Pull hard, come on, 8, good, control it down. Pull hard, 9, good. Control it down, you got it. Pull it up. Good, come on, give me 2, you got 2. Pull hard, nice, good, one more, pull hard. Pull, good, done. Good, 13. Okay, so that's the rep range, right? We'll stick to this weight. We'll do 2 more sets, 13 reps. So if you don't get the full range of motion all the way up, we're just gonna come off, take like a 10, 15 second break, like breathe, calm your heart rate back down, get back on and do as many reps as you can until you get to the full 13 reps.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
How you feel?
already feeling a little sore. It's okay.
You know, be very aggressive here in terms of like just like strong and hard from here.
Okay.
And very strong from here as well too. So like call on your core the harder it gets. Right? Yeah, we're gonna engage our core throughout this entire lift, but the harder it gets, really push here. Don't try and pull in, push, just like you're doing a squat.
Yeah.
Right? Just pull from here. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Good. 1, perfect. Give me good speed on the way up. Hard, pull. That's it, good. Control, pull. That's it, you got it. 7, that's 8, good. 1 more, pull hard. Good, relax. 8 reps, 5 more reps to go. Calm your heart down, take a deep breath. So she gets like 3 reps and can't get the full 5 more reps that she has. She'll take another break just like this until she can get her full maximum amount of reps, and that's 13. And go ahead, pull hard, that's it. 1, that's it, come on, pull hard. 2, perfect. 3, good, come on. 4, good. 1 more, pull, good, slow, good, relax. Good. How's that?
It's challenging.
Good. So how much different is that than what you would normally do?
Pretty different.
Pretty different?
Yeah.
Longer set or just
A longer set, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually I'll stick to like 6 to 8 for my last couple sets.
Yeah.
But like just stay at like a certain
yeah.
weight.
Then your goal is to build muscle.
Yeah.
So you have it, you're close, but the longer in the tension we are in the muscle, the more we can build muscle.
Yeah. That
Right.
makes
So
sense.
it's good that, you know, when you have like a rep range of whatever, it's good, but the tempo is going to determine how much more muscle stimulus you're going to have, right, through that set, right? So if your set is 8 reps and takes 8 seconds, or your set that's 8 reps takes 30 seconds, right? It's just the time and attention that's going to really determine how much muscle you can grow, or putting that body into a place where it has to adapt, right? The longer you're doing something, the more your body will want to adapt to that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'll definitely implement this into my like next future workouts, like
Yeah.
for any body part, like just a little bit more time under tension, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
there's like reps have their place depending on how you're simulating the muscle. So if you're gonna have like say like a shorter rep range of like 5 to 6 reps, for sure your load can be heavier, a lot heavier, right?
Yeah.
Because time and attention not gonna be as great. But if we want to really stimulate muscle growth, we want to be in there a lot longer. But you can't take the same amount of weight you would do for 5 to 6 reps and elongate that for a long set. It's not gonna happen, right? You won't last. So we have to decrease the weight a little bit to be able to achieve that. Sacrifice hypertrophy, building the muscle, increasing the glycogen around the muscle cell. It's like, 75% of one at max-ish, around that, and then be able to take that for a ride, basically, 30, 45-ish second set.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? Good. Stretch all the way down. Good. Once you continue, keep that same tempo down. There you go, control it down. Pull hard. Good, and ride it down. Pull hard, good, ride it down, perfect. Pull hard, good, up, that's it, relax. Good, you got 7 reps, good job. Try and get your heart rate to calm down a bit. Breathe deep breaths in. We have 6 more reps after this. So you can get 6 reps probably in one go, or we might have to split up in 2. But we're gonna do that determined on how much we can keep the full range of motion, tempo, technique, right?
Okay.
1, that's it. Pull hard, there you go. 2, perfect. Come on, 3, that's it, you got it. Come on, pull hard. 4, perfect. Come on, give me 2. Hard, 1, perfect. 1 more, good. Good, how's that?
That's good.
Feel primed a bit? Your legs feel good?
Oh yeah.
Good,
Definitely got the blood flowing in them.
good. So we're done here with the lying hamstring curls. We're gonna go over right now to the hack squat machine. And this will be our hip and knee flexion movement. So you can do the same thing with a goblet squat, barbell, either front or back squat, Smith machine. Hip and knee flexion is just the movement pattern. How you load it is up to you. So I'm gonna kind of just show you what I want. We're gonna get all the way down. I mean, you saw your bodyweight squat, perfect. Just translate that into this machine. So for those watching, getting yourself to a width that is like a little bit outside shoulder width. You don't have to be super wide, you don't have to be super narrow. None of this is gonna determine where it's gonna hit in your quads. What's gonna determine how much your quad and hamstrings hit is the amount of hip and knee flexion. So hip and knee flexion basically is my knee all the way down and flexing, right? So my quad is fully in that position here that when I pull all the way through, my quad has to travel all the way from here in the extended position. Then when it comes to your hips, my hips come all the way down and I'm getting a ton of hip flexion here, right? And here's your full range of motion. This is getting like almost half your range of motion, right? There's less distance to travel from here to here than there is from here to here, right? So that's what we're going to focus on when we're doing this. So let's just warm up a couple. Now what I want to see is like when your knee's going down, your knee flexion is going to be determined by how much we get down here too, but also how much your knee travels over your toe.
Okay.
So go down a bit. So right here, it's like your knee doesn't go any further. Your hip's getting a lot of flexion, not the knee, right? So what we want to do is move your feet back a little bit. So come all the way up, move them back a tight bit. There you go. And you can open your stance up a tiny bit, not too much. There you go. Now from there, think about that hip going down, those knees going forward as well too. So go ahead now. There you go. And push. Good. What we want to do is make sure that when our feet are, a little bit outside shoulder width, comfortable. But where your feet are on the plate is going to determine how much knee flexion we get. And that's going to be the knee traveling over the toe, which is fine. We want that, right? So knee traveling over toe, push your feet back a little bit to achieve that. If they're too high, we don't get that. We get a lot more of the hamstring working. Cool. Weights.
I've maxed out on like 25 on here.
25-pound plate?
Yeah.
Cool. And how hard was that?
That wasn't too bad.
Oh, just grab the 25. That work?
Yeah, sounds good.
So, Maya's used to doing a very lower range. And that lower range is good. But if you're trying to build muscle, we want to have that range, that rep range a little higher, and the total set take a lot longer. Maybe like a 10 minimum rep range to around like 15 to 20, depending. Now with this, we're gonna go to 10 to 12 rep range for range of motion, but we're gonna really emphasize you controlling the weight down and being explosive on the way up.
Okay.
Right? Don't jar your knees, don't lock your knees out. But like, if you're gonna jump out of this thing, think of that speed on the way up, but controlling it on the way down.
Okay.
Right? A couple of things to understand too is we want a little level of external rotation at the hips. So what that is basically, pretend you're trying to rip a piece of paper open with your feet. Now do that like fully standing up. Right? So pulling her knees out is going to keep her knees aligned with her toes. So when she's going down, we want to make sure the knees stay aligned with the toes the entire time, and they don't do this kind of knee valgus buckling thing on the way down or up, right? So we want to externally rotate the hips a bit so the knees stay aligned with the toes and we keep it there. So when we squat, it stays over the toes and it comes up, it stays over the toes. That's what we're going to focus on mostly here. But again, you're negative and being explosive on the way up.
Okay.
I'm not going to spot you.
Okay.
All right? Go ahead. Good. Get all the way down. Drive it up. Squeeze. Good. Don't drop the top. Stop the top. There you go. Down. Power up. Squeeze the quads. There you go. That's it. 8. Good. Control it down. Push. That's it. 9. Good. Control it down. Push hard. Push, 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 push. Good. One more. Control it down. Push, 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 push. Good, relax. How's that?
It's good.
Okay, good. So I have this game called Sex at Your Parents' House. Keep it quiet. It's a joke, right? So what that means is that every time she hit the bottom of the rep, we heard a clicking sound, right? Sex at Your Parents' House, we want to keep it quiet. So on the way down, the full range of motion is going to be determined by how far this thing goes down, literally. Because her full range of motion does bring this machine to its complete stop. Right? But when I get down to the complete stop, I don't want to hear that, right? That's the part that I know that in someone's rep, if I could hear that clanging that's not intentional, we kind of turned off a little bit in terms of how much we're controlling the weight. So it's gonna force us to control the weight at the bottom. The difference between that and that, right? So we're gonna keep it quiet, control the weight, up. The goal is to tap, but the goal is to control the tap. It's the same as we're doing, like we see people doing pec deck and they're clinging the thing together, right? Do that same thing, but I want you to touch, make it intentional, and that's gonna make that set that much harder. So we do the same thing and take your time, but perfect, right? What I do want is when you're all the way up, you're here, then you're squeezing here, and then releasing, coming down, forward into motion, powering through in the top, right? We're contracting muscle. Pull yourself down, push yourself back up. Good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Control. Nice. 6, perfect. Come on. Come on, it's getting louder. 7, control, you got it, you got it. That's it. Come on, give me 2. You got 2, you got 2. Pull, that's it, that's it. One more, one more. Oh, one more, one more. Can't keep it loud, keep it quiet, quiet. That's it, control. There you go. Push, 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 push. Good, Racket. Good. See the difference?
Yeah.
All right.
Sore, exhausted. My legs are feeling pretty like numb after. I'm usually not like this out of breath because my rep range is a lot shorter usually. So yeah, just having that like longer time under tension, longer rep ranges is good.
So we're gonna do one more set to failure. The great thing about this is failure is basically at the bottom. So I expect you to finish at the bottom.
Okay.
Right? It's totally fine. And then you're gonna do 20 air squats.
Okay.
Just like you were doing over there.
Yeah.
Controlling the weight here, up. Or control the weight down, up. So I'm gonna give you one more tip, okay? When you're holding this, and everyone kind of forgets about this, don't think like this, right? Think about being like this.
Okay.
Right? So it's gonna put you in the same position if you were like doing like a goblet squat or a front squat, even your back squat. You know when you back squat and you basically here and engage this way?
Yeah.
Same thing. So we don't wanna be on this and kind of be like, not as, like you're pushing from here, I can see it, which is great. So yes, push from here, but don't forget about the rest of the torso that's gonna aid in this lift, right? A lot of people, what people fail is their inability to engage their core and be stiff here. So this part either flexes too much or breaks when they're lifting. So think of taking this and then pulling yourself in like this.
Okay.
So when I'm pressing, like I'm stiff. Everything here is locked in. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take this for 15. You got 12, only 3 more.
Yeah.
Now if you fail before the 15, that's fine.
Okay.
Right? I'm just pushing that number up a little bit to make you have to go a little bit further. Mentally, your body's gonna keep yourself in a very comfortable position, or it's gonna make you get there fast when you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right? So let's do it again. Push hard, that's it. Good. Keep those toes on here too. Come on, there you go. That's it. 4, that's it. Touch all the way on, you got it. That's it, let's touch, I got you. Come on. Come on, you got it. Good, come on. Push, let's get down, you got it. Dig deep, come on. Perfect, push, that's it. Give me 2, you got 2. Come on. Push. One more, come on, get to that, all the way down. Control. Drive, good. You good? Good.
Yeah.
All right, come on, straight away. Then you're gonna do body weight. All the way down, up. 1, perfect. 2, perfect. 3, that's it, control, that's it. 9, good. 10, perfect, come on. 11, 4, good. One more. Good, take your time. So the purpose of this is just really to really get your body forcing the most amount of blood we can in the muscle without having to load it anymore, right? So we've already taken her to almost close to failure basically on this movement, and we're just doing the exact same movement pattern but with her own body weight. That gives her ability to kind of like put a little more into it without worrying about this part, and be able to maintain her form and just really just annihilate her legs without forcing a heavier load as well. So that's why we do this. Android again. Okay, so we've done lying hamstring curls. We did some straight hack squat and finishing off with some air squats to bring our legs to complete annihilation. Now we're gonna go into some dumbbell RDLs. She's gonna take me through it because she normally does the weight that she says she does, and then we're going to fix a couple things, adjust some things, and then we're gonna get into our working set. So when you're moving from set to set to set, if you're moving to a completely different moving pattern, yes, 100% warm yourself up. But if you're going into the same movement pattern, there's not necessarily any need to do that, right? So if I was doing squats and then I wanted to do hack squats, which I don't know if you would do that, I wouldn't necessarily warm up. I wouldn't need that many warm-up sets to really feel the weight or feel the exercise. Okay, so I'm assuming you're doing 50s based on your previous rep range of 6 to 8 reps.
Yeah.
At the end of those 6 to 8 reps, how hard is it really compared to today?
Not hard at all compared to today.
So you could probably take those 50s a little lot more.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna take these sets to 12 to 15. Cool. So yeah, some tiny little common mistakes we're doing a little bit, but keep going. They're very minuscule because she's almost there. What we're trying to do is really optimize this so she's more efficient in the time that she's here. So we don't have any like wasted movement. And also so we can make sure the load stays on said muscle group. There you go, the hamstrings and glutes. Good. Okay, cool. What I want you to think, success of this exercise is when the hips turn over. So if this was like my hip, right, and this is like my butt, it needs to be like this and then turn over, right? So some people do this, and they think they're getting down, but they kind of do this type of thing here, where they're doing RDL, and they get to here, and then this part just starts bending, right? My hips are still in the same place. They need to be here and pushed back. So it's not your back going down, it's your butt going back, right? So if I look at myself here and I key myself in from here, I'm lowering the weight by my hips going back. And then when they're passing the knees a bit, then we can kind of break the knees a bit more, but we're not letting go forward, and we're also not sitting in them either. We're pushing them back even more. So I'm in a completely stretched position here. My glutes, my hips are turned over, my glutes are on fire, my hamstrings are on fire, and then I'm using that tension to pull myself up too. Now, when we're doing that, what I see common with what you're doing is we're getting back, we're kind of doing a sit down thing, and then the toes start coming off the ground, right? So I want you to focus on like your toes being there to help pull yourself back up.
Okay.
Right? So you're not gonna have much grip being on your heels, right? Mm-hmm. And then open your stance a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, like shoulder width apart is perfect. That's great.
And then like the range of motion, do you want it like just past the knee, or do you want it even further?
So I want you to think of stand straight up. Good, nice and tight from here. Now I want you to let your hips go back, 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 back. Those arms, keep going, keep pushing them back. How tight are you?
Okay, yeah.
And head looking down. How tight is your hamstrings?
Yeah, they're
right. Now use that to
out.
pull yourself up and straight forward. There you go. So pushing back. Now think about the first motion that's gonna happen is your shin bone is gonna go back first. So stand all the way up first. So this is gonna tilt back like this. See that? See your toes come up first?
Yeah.
Great. So make sure you're gripping your toes. So as soon as you have your everything move, shift back, see that's already tight?
Yeah.
Then pushing it back more, push it back more, push back tight. Now from there, pull up with your toes, pulling through. You feel that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
There's a difference there, yeah.
Yeah. So you can feel it isolate that much more.
Yeah.
Don't let your knees bend until you're back far enough. Your hands are by your knees. Then you can bend a bit to get a little more depth and pull back up. Push the butt back for your toes. Counterbalancing. There you go. Push through up. Good. Push back. There you go. Right. Good. Everything's shifting. Shins shift first. Shins and hips first. There you go. Pass these. Perfect. Drive through. Good. 2. Good. And 1 more. Good. How's that?
Feels different. Feels good though.
Yeah.
Like where I should be feeling it.
Good. So I want you to think when you're doing this, don't worry about the negative too much with this. Like, there's only so much time you can be under tension before your lower back just starts hurting.
Yeah.
I don't care how strong your core is, right? So my biggest focus with this would be getting your full range here and using that tension to get full range here.
Okay.
Straight through. Don't have to hyperextend. We're just basically standing right up, right? So your tempo is more so like we're down, it's
Okay.
like that,
Yeah.
right? So like 2 times faster than your last tempo,
Yeah.
right? But that was still really good. And that will give you the ability to be able to do that weight. Now, can you do that weight still?
I'll try.
You don't have to. You can choose a 40.
Yeah, maybe we'll do 40 first and then see how that feels.
Good. Here's a trick for you guys. Just so we don't have to like make it harder for us. Remember, work smart and hard, right? Put the weight up here. Makes it easy for you. Instead of having to like go to the bottom and get uncomfortable doing this stuff, I can put them here by myself, pull off, sit back, and then from here, do my set, and then come back. Now, biggest focus will be toes and core. Because your toes are gonna come in and really handy, pulling yourself back up, and your core is gonna keep your back from flaring up in the lumbar area. So tight core means healthy back. Loose core means back issues. Go ahead. A little faster than that, you got it. Good. That's it, good. Perfect. Drive those hips through, you got it. Strong, 9, that's it. Chest right up. Good. 3, good work. 2, good, 1 more. Good, relax. The cool thing is you can definitely do the 50s, just not today. But like you do this for a week, you can probably progressive overload to those 50s fairly well because you obviously have strong legs. It's a case of just changing your rep range. That'll be more optimal to what you are trying to do. So when I talk to people about like, how are they training, what are their goals? Your goals should be conducive to what your training plan is. It should be the same. It should, align with each other. So if I'm trying to be stronger and faster, I'm probably not going to sit around doing long, sets and reps. I'm going to do more short, rep ranges, more explosive, heavier loads, right? If I just want to get strong, like, not stronger, but if I want to change my musculature, if I'm trying to get bigger shoulders, bigger chest, bigger legs, bigger glutes, bigger thighs, then I have to change my training to reflect that. And you can do both. You just got to program it so it makes sense. So if I want to be strong and I want to grow more muscle, you just got to program it that way. So you can kind of like give yourself time to be able to do both.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
So you can do like, you could periodize, you can do like a hypertrophy type, cycle, then going into like strength cycle and like going back and forth like that. Right? So how do you feel?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my legs, like when I was walking to the change room earlier, they felt like there was bricks in my quads. So yeah, definitely working.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So let's do it again. And what I want you to do is your last set, your last rep is going to be just as good as your first one. So I know it's very common for people to do their last rep and they're like, fuck that, I'm done, and put it away. Get your last rep, the set 15, good. Walk this thing back, put it away.
Okay.
Just so we can finish. Most injuries happen when they're not really paying attention on that rep that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I'm done, click, oh, I'm back. Good. 3, good. Come all the way up, you got it. Squeeze through, 4, good. 7, that's it. 8, that's it, come on. Good, one more, you got it. Good, and walk her back, perfect. There. Good work.
Thanks.
Good. How's it feel?
Good.
Yeah, how much different does it feel than before?
Very different.
Do you prefer this?
I prefer it because it feels like I'm working harder and I definitely feel it more in the areas that I want to feel it.
Yeah.
It's very good.
So you didn't feel it as much before, or just like
I
it's
felt
not
it, but
long
like,
enough?
not long enough.
Yeah. I mean, your form is good. I just like utilizing, your strength in your form to be able to have the most effective set. Right? And then it comes to like exercise selection, to be honest, like we can literally do 2 exercises and be finished.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to do every exercise on one day. But if you think about it, hamstring curls, leg extensions, we just did hip and knee flexion.
Yeah.
And we've isolated a bit of hamstrings and quads. This is perfect because now our last exercise is gonna be pretty tough.
Okay.
But it's a great combination of both hip and knee flexion in that, lunge variation, which I like the most. If I was gonna do like one exercise, it would be lunges.
Yeah.
Literally. All right. Good, watch those toes. Good. Shift everything back. There you go. Shift back. Good. Shift hips back, knees back, shins back. Good. Good. Come on. Good. Control it. 2. Good. And 1 more. Good work. Good. Perfect. Leave the 50s for another day.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have finished our dumbbell RDLs. We're going to finish off with reverse lunges. We're not going to do them alternating. We're going to do them unilaterally, one at a time. So what we want to achieve is the front leg doing a majority of all the work. We're going to try and ride that back leg in the air as long as we can until we can actually put it down on the ground for stability in the end. I'm going to do like 10 reps with her right leg. So right away when we do this, I see most people do it, is she's doing a good job, and from the naked eye, this looks like a very good lunge, and it is pretty good. But stop. How much of that is on your glute? Right? Can you feel in your glute?
Yeah.
Right?
Bit, yeah.
So what I want you to do is you're gonna use your toes as your gauge, as of your alignment of your knee, right? So let's straighten up a bit, because if you look at how you're actually lunging, your knee goes in this way still while your toe goes out. Mm-hmm. So think of aligning your knee with your toe. So when this goes down, I want this to go over your toe. Yeah, good, right? Now that back leg here, that's kind of going down and still in that kind of 90-degree look, which is an old school cue. I want you to think of extending this hip. Say you pretend you're doing a kickback with this leg. So start off with that leg back a little bit and extend it full. There you go. So think of your glute already pulling this up a bit, right? And on its toe. There you go. Now, when that knee goes forward, this hip is going to extend still. And that knee's going to go forward. There you go. And then up from there. Right. Right? So this back leg is only there to help aid at the bottom. So at the bottom here, then we're going to squeeze glutes from the top and up. There you go. We're going to keep that hip extended. And getting down, we're going to let the knee go forward. And push through. I want you to stare at your toe and your knee to make sure it doesn't go in and out. Good. Now, how much do you feel in your glute now?
A lot more.
Right. Cool. So do the same thing. Practice both legs. Good. Remember, I want to continue to lower by my knee going over my toe. There you go, right? Perfect. Good. Push. Good. And one more. Good. Enough. Good. How's it feel?
Good.
Cool. So this is how we're going to make this be more optimal. I'm going to ride this foot down this way so you can see. I'm going to finish off almost like with my foot here, right? I'm almost like use this to help extend my hips right here. Mm-hmm. When I go back from here, I'm riding this, right? And then snapping up. Mm-hmm. Not extending much like this, but I'm literally going down and I'm using this glute to push. Hips going to be extended. Drive knee forward, right? Everything's staying. Like you're going to feel the weight transfer from like this part of your foot all the way through here to your glute, and your glute extending and knee together, right? Hip and knee flexion, hip and knee extension. Grab we're going to do like 15 reps each leg. Don't be scared to grab a 10 or a 5 or like a little plate. Yes. Perfect. So remember, the goal of this too is to make sure that that back leg doesn't just plop down and do this. We're placing it down like that. Now make it easy for you. There you go. Good. 3. Good. Drive it up. Pull through, right through. Up. 4. Good. Get the full knee and hip extension all the way up. Snap right up. There you go. She's wearing flat shoes, which is going to help. The good and bad thing about wearing flat shoes is not everybody has very strong arches in your feet. So if you do have good arch support, then wear some flat shoes. But if you don't have good arch support, make sure you have something that can aid your arch support so we don't have your knee inverting or your ankle inverting when we do this. So when we are doing unilateral work, do not go from one side to the other side right away. You can see she's panting still. She's tired. There's no point of trying to do the other side. You're just not going to be able to last as long. So we want to give ourselves a little bit more time before we change from right side to left side. That's any unilateral movement you do, whether it's like dumbbell rows, walking lunges, pressing, whatever it is, do one side first, let your body calm down, and then do the other side. And while we're doing that, I'll coach up a little bit. So I want you to really think the full range of motion isn't just standing up, but it's engaging that muscle in its fully extended position, right? So this is what I want to look like when I get to the top of my lift, not sort of kind of like this still, right? I'm not fully through. I also don't want to hyperextend this way, right? All I'm doing is basically like my legs straight, it's going down, and it's coming back up to its finished position, right? And you'll feel that from you trying to stand up, literally, feel your quad fully extending on the way up. Feel your hips and your glute and your hamstrings pulling back down, and then using that hip to pull up, knee, quad, boom, here.
Okay.
Now from here, make this easier too. Shoulders back, away from your ears, good. And then you can sort of like kind of like push this, keep this one kind of sitting inside your leg.
Okay.
Right? So trying to have to like trying to maneuver around.
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. 5, perfect. 6, good. Come on. Perfect. One more. Jive up. Good. Good. How's it feel?
That felt better.
Yeah. In terms of like activation, how much more do you feel the entirety of this working?
Like compared to what I used to do?
Yeah.
Feel it a lot more in my glutes, which is like I felt it a little bit with my glutes when I did it the other way, but this way, like engaging everything at the top and everything, that definitely feel it.
My theory behind that is basically like, well, your range, when you showed me your first lunge, your lunge looked like kind of this, and we get this thing here, where we get back enough, but the knee doesn't flex forward enough. Now, as soon as I flex my knee forward, you can see my hip gets to drop further.
Yeah.
Right? If my knee's pushed up to here, and I do this kind of this back thing, and I just bend here, I might be getting my hip down this way, but it's not flexing as much as it would if I was here. That's why your glutes feeling a lot more, because you're traveling that much more distance on the way down.
Yeah, feel more of a stretch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then your other leg too, like again, you're doing better isolation because the other leg's not working. It's probably working maybe a quarter of the time. And your other leg is actually taking more, like 79% of the entire load until it's actually all the way down.
Yeah.
But good. So we're gonna finish off this set, this exercise on the turf as well too. So we're kind of showing you 2 different ways of doing a lunge. So we have a reverse lunge and then we have a walking lunge. I like doing walking lunges too, because again, a walking lunge is just an over-exaggerated stride, right? So when we do walk, we want to maintain that heel, toe, knee moving through or over the toe, and then pushing through, hip extension, walking through. So we're gonna do the exact same thing, grab those dumbbells because we're pretty much warm. I want you to think the same thing you did before. When we're walking, we're here, and let that knee travel through, full extension, rolling over, traveling through, full extension, over, travel through.
Okay.
Good, I want you to stand all the way up to the tallest before we go back down. Good. Good. That's it. And we go back. Good, nice little water, longer step, that's it. Longer step, there you go. Good. Good, we're gonna go back there twice. Good, perfect. That's a glide, there you go. Stand straight up, full extension. Good. Good, relax. How's that?
It's good.
Good. So do you feel like similar?
Yeah, a little bit more in the quads, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Because we have to roll over that quad.
Yeah.
Right? The load is going to transfer over top of it and then under instead of just kind of going back and down. So that's why you feel the glutes a little bit more doing reverse lunge. You're still going to feel it. You're still going to have the same activation in a sense, but the load itself targeted will be forced a little bit more on the quad.
Yeah.
Right? But really good. So how heavy is that?
Probably go up to 15. The pink ones.
It's nothing to do with you being a girl. They say 18, I couldn't find 15. So same thing, do the exact same thing you did before. It was perfect. And just take a look at your stride. Make sure your stride is a little longer. So for those of you guys out there who are doing walking lunges, don't jam yourself up and take these little micro steps, because we end up having this very unhealthy looking lunge here, right? Take a nice long enough stride to have full extension in that back hip. I'm pulling down so I can get everything fully functioning through here with good knee flexion in this side. And then fully come all the way up first. Don't try to glide like this, where I want full extension, full extension. Good. Good. Perfect. Good, and last one back. Good. 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 Perfect. So we're almost there. One more complete set of this. This is a perfect weight for you, I think. It's basically 16 reps a leg, right? We're in that rep range that we wanted to. And how do you feel?
Sore.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So
Barely walk.
how long do your workouts normally last? Leg workouts?
Like about an hour.
That's
an
good.
hour and an hour 15, yeah.
Yeah. And how many exercises do you normally do in your...
Leg days like 5 to 6. Like my typical leg day would be like some sort of squat to start off with, like an RDL or hamstring curl, like a single leg press. I usually do some hip thrusts, like the
hip machine?
hip machine, yeah. And then I sometimes finish off with some lunges here as well.
Yeah. So we're essentially doing less and getting more out of the less.
I have pretty much of a time crunch when it comes to working out, so this is like a perfect scenario for working out, like this kind of way that we've been working out today.
Yeah. Your exercise selection, and then it's being efficient in your time.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody has the same amount of 24 hours in a day. It's how you use those 24 hours, especially when we're training.
Yeah.
And I said this earlier today too. The more efficient we are in a shorter period of time, the more time we have to actually rest and recover and build the muscle that we've been working. Mm-hmm. Right? So being in the gym longer or doing more exercise doesn't mean more results.
Yeah.
Right? It almost like impedes progress.
Yeah.
So, what do you do? What's your job?
I'm a dental hygienist.
Okay, so you're busy. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you don't have time to be in the gym for 2 hours doing legs, right? So you pick like 3 good exercises that you can do that are going to hit the entire, the muscles that you're targeting, be in and out,
Yeah.
right? So now you rested up. Let's go. You're like, talk longer, please. How much more do you want to tell me? Last one's your best one. Good. Good. That's it. Perfect. You're almost there. Keep it up. Push through. That's it. Push through. That's it. Knee chop over toe. Push through. That's it. Good. And good. Perfect. Good. That is it. How you feel? Worked?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Good.
This was a really good workout today. Definitely different from what I'm used to training, and I would just say don't be afraid to try something new, because you'll never know like what you could learn. And I'm definitely going to be implementing this into my like daily workouts, because I definitely feel worked. So that's how I want to feel after a workout. So thank you, Jonni.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. So that is it. We have optimized Maya's leg day. We've given her some tools to use that she can bring to her other workout days. It doesn't have to be just for legs. This is something that we can continue through your entire week. So remember, guys, we're just trying to be more optimal and efficient in the hour that we have. We don't have to be in the gym for 2 hours. Being in the gym longer does not mean better progress. It just means being in the gym longer, right? I'm sure you guys can do other things with your hour that you spend wasting your time in the gym. Let's be efficient with the time we have and be effective. So anyway, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And if you guys try any of these cues, let us know in the comment section below. And remember, we're putting out 2 videos a week. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And you guys know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progress of overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.